Ever feel like your data is out there, floating in the digital ether, beyond your grasp? Like some invisible hand is pulling the strings, deciding who gets to see it and what they do with it. You're not alone. In today's hyperconnected world, data is the new currency, and understanding how to control it is more crucial than ever. That's the question we're tackling today. Can I control my data with Flinks? We're going to dive deep into Flinks, exploring its features, understanding its capabilities, and ultimately, answering that burning question. But before we do, let's paint a picture of why this is so important. Think about your daily life. You wake up, check your emails, maybe do some online banking, order a ride, scroll through social media. Each of these actions leaves a digital footprint. A trail of data points that, when pieced together, can reveal a surprisingly intimate portrait of your life. This data, your data, is constantly being collected, analyzed, and often sold. Companies use it to target you with ads, personalize your experience, and even make decisions that impact your life. Now, while some of this data collection is necessary for services to function, the lack of transparency and control over how our data is used is a growing concern. We've all heard the horror stories of data breaches, privacy violations, and the feeling of helplessness when you realize just how much information is out there. That's where Flinks comes in. Flinks is a platform that aims to empower individuals by giving them more control over their financial data. Notice I said financial data. This is an important distinction. Flinks primarily focuses on connecting you with your financial institutions, allowing you to securely share your financial information with third-party apps and services. Think of it as a bridge between your bank and other financial tools you might use. So, how does it work? Let's break it down. Imagine you want to use a budgeting app. Traditionally, you'd have to manually enter all your transactions, which is time-consuming and prone to errors. With Flinks, you can connect your bank account to the budgeting app, allowing it to automatically pull your transaction data. This not only saves you time, but also provides a more accurate and up-to-date view of your finances. Now, the key here is control. Flinks doesn't just give your data away. You, the user, are in the driver's seat. You decide which apps and services have access to your data, and you can revoke that access at any time. This is a huge step forward in terms of data privacy. Instead of blindly trusting third-party apps with your sensitive information, you have a centralized platform that manages and controls access. But let's address the elephant in the room: security. Sharing your financial data with any third-party platform can be nerve-wracking. Flinks understands this and has implemented several security measures to protect your information. They use encryption to secure your data in transit and at rest, and they adhere to strict security protocols. Furthermore, Flinks doesn't store your bank credentials. Instead, they use a secure token system to access your data, minimizing the risk of your login information being compromised. So, can you control your data with Flinks? The answer is a qualified yes. Flinks gives you control over your financial data by allowing you to manage which apps and services can access it. This is a significant improvement over the traditional model, where your data is often scattered across different platforms with little oversight. However, it's important to understand the limitations. Flinks primarily focuses on financial data. It doesn't provide control over other types of data, such as your social media activity or browsing history. While the concept of data control is expanding, we're still a long way from having complete control over all our data. Another important point to consider is the level of control Flinks offers. While you can choose which apps have access to your data, you don't necessarily get to choose what data is shared. For example, if you connect your bank account to a budgeting app, it will likely have access to all your transaction data, not just specific transactions you choose to share. Now, let's talk about the practical implications. How can you actually use Flinks to take control of your financial data? First, you'll need to find apps and services that integrate with Flinks. Many popular budgeting apps, personal finance tools, and even some lenders are starting to adopt Flinks. Once you've found an app you want to use, you can connect your bank account through Flinks, granting the app access to your financial data. It's important to note that the process might vary slightly depending on the app you're using. However, the general principle remains the same. You are in control of which apps have access to your data. You can easily revoke access at any time through the Flinks platform or the app itself. Now, let's address some common concerns. Is Flinks safe? As mentioned earlier, Flinks employs robust security measures to protect your data. However, no system is completely impenetrable. It's crucial to do your own research and understand the risks involved before sharing your financial information with any third-party platform, including Flinks. What about privacy? Flinks has a privacy policy that outlines how they collect, use, and share your data. It's always a good idea to read the privacy policy before using any service. Understanding how your data is being used is a fundamental aspect of data control. So, where does Flinks fit in the bigger picture of data privacy? It's a step in the right direction. It represents a shift towards empowering individuals with more control over their data. While it doesn't solve all the problems, it addresses a critical piece of the puzzle, namely, control over financial data. The future of data privacy likely involves a combination of technologies and regulations. Platforms like Flinks, along with new privacy-enhancing technologies, will play a crucial role in giving individuals more agency over their data. Governments are also starting to take notice, with regulations like GDPR and CCPA aiming to give consumers more rights over their personal information. Ultimately, the responsibility of protecting your data lies with you. Be informed, be vigilant, and take advantage of the tools available to you, including platforms like Flinks. Understand what data is being collected, who has access to it, and how it's being used. Don't be afraid to ask questions and demand transparency. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.